Once upon a time, there were two brothers who apparently had nothing better to do than to read stories on the internet, and thus, the adventure duo was born. Let's see what adventures our heroes get into today.
So, man, what are we getting into today?
I started playing old video game Fable 3, and I was wondering if there was any other games that people did like fan fictions of. So we are playing The Spartan Life by Citizen 9100. It is a Halo. I thought it was regular Spartan at first, but no, it's Halo Spartan.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah, so you're not a Master Chief, but you are a Spartan. The player rating for this is kind of low, but we don't care. The difficulty is 2, thank Jeebus, and the play length is 2, and the maturity level is 3. So anyone can do this one, so that's nice.
Even me.
Even us. So, starting out, newbie. You are sitting with your fire team, consisting of Nas, Jack, and Sam. Oh my god. It's very 90s teenage boy action hero names. Nas was known for his accuracy, tactical knowledge, and being geared for almost any situation possible, except for the one that kills him. Jack was heavily armored and was experienced in explosions, suppressive fire, and other distraction methods. Sam's role was infiltrating enemy lines while Jack took most of the heat, silently taking out major targets as well as gathering intel or sabotage. This was to be your first mission with them.
Just to reiterate, team, we are copying and erasing data from the nearby ship Vengeance. We lost communications about 13 hours ago, just after they sent out the distress signal.
Nas started, going over the file on his visual pad, scrolling over the file. Do we know what condition it's in or what caused the distress?
Oh my god, no!
Alright.
No.
Sam was trying to take a peek at the pad, curious of what they were headed into. Nas shakes his head.
Negative. All we know is something blew the ship in half, relatively, with debris scattered around.
Debris. Jack checked his gun as the conversation continued.
So what's the game plan then? 2 of the main consoles and others to the RIP site to examine?
Nas set down his pad and began to gear up for the mission.
We'll do a flyby in 2 Sabres to do a preliminary observation before closing in. I'll head to console while Jack will go into the explosion site. Since you're new, I'll let you pick who you'll go with.
Alright. Options are go with Nas to the ship's consoles or go with Jack to investigate the explosion site.
Am I picking first?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, I guess we'll go with the guy who sounds like he knows what the fuck he's doing, so I want to go with Nas.
Go with Nas.
You rode with Nas, as you and the other 3 flew around the wreckage a couple times. After deciding it was clear, both Sabres landed in the docking bay, which still seemed to be intact and functional enough to keep the aircraft from flying off. Your team makes its way to the front, the artificial gravity inactive outside of the docks. Watch your footing. Never detach your core from each other unless absolutely necessary. You drift off into space, you're gone for good. Nas said, tugging on the cord connecting you and him as an example. You all make it through majority of the ship with no complications, save for the occasional detour due to debris, clogging hallways. Once you get to the explosion site, Jack and Sam veered off to investigate the charred remains of the ship, while you and Nas looked over to the other half, being approximately 45 meters away, just out of reach for you to hold onto one end and Nas to safely jump to the other side, then pull you across. You see dangling cords, a single jetpack floating nearby, and some bulk debris.
Wait, hold on. Who was I doing the voice of? Was it Sam? Okay,
Sam.
Sam. So the options. You unsheath your combat knife and cut the dangling cords, tying them together with a piece of debris at the end of makeshift grappling hook, or jetpack across the emptiness. I love a little bit of danger. Let's jetpack across the emptiness.
Let's do it.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, well, that was fun.
Jetpacking. A camouflaged elite fires a surprise at you. Every time I hear the word elite, I just hear that noise they do. Nicking your jetpack, causing you to spin wildly. Yanking Nas left and right. He grabs onto the front half of the ship with one hand, firing his DMR with the other, hitting the Sanjay several times, downing his shield. Sam quickly raises his magnum and lands a shot square on the alien skull. causing it to spasm and fire off a few rounds before its body goes limp. Unfortunately for you, one of those bullets also hits your jetpack again. Fuck! Now causing your pack to shoot violently off, causing Nas to start losing his grip. Without giving a second thought, knowing there is no way he can save you due to your jetpack malfunction, he severs the cord and you fly off into space. No!
He said, peace.
Game over. Sad face. Go back to the beginning, end game, and leave comments. We don't have to go back to the beginning. Alright, so that's one death. Womp womp. I guess we'll unsheath the combat knife and use the dangling cords. You're up.
You expertly create a grappling hook out of a nearby material and toss it to the next ship. Your luck seems to hold out because it sticks, giving you safe access to the other half of the ship. You and Nas begin pulling yourself through the empty space, never letting go of your line to the ship with more than one hand. You hear a charge near you and turn to see a blue plasma bolt heading towards you. You manage to pull out of the way in time. Nas pulls out his DMR and fires a couple shots from where it came, damaging an elite's camouflage and revealing it, then buries several more bullets into its shield, causing it to fall. Wah, wah, wah. Sam quickly pulls out her magnum. Oh, it's a her.
Oh.
It's a lady.
Nice.
Lands one right in the head. You all keep your eyes peeled as you finish making your way across, but get no more resistance at the time. Hey, at least we know what blew the ship apart now.
We should still look for that black box so we know exactly what's happened and what we're up against.
Oh, man. Wait, let me focus. Where the fuck are we? Oh, Sam said as she sifted through the debris. Agreed, you two find the black box. Then we'll regroup for the flight back. Nas said over his intercom. 3 green lights on his interface let him know each Spartan agreed. You and Nas make your way deeper into the ship towards the front, eventually reaching the ship's bridge. Your fellow Spartan begins typing some keys while you keep watch and look around.
Click, 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 click.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Noticing blood smears from what probably was an explosive decompression, you shudder at the thought of how painful that could possibly be. Several minutes go by with nothing but clacking, as Nas copies and erases any data involving the ship and its recent history. With one final tap of the keyboard, clack, the rest of the history is deleted. Alright, now we have what we need on here. He hands you the thick USB-like object to hold on to. Make sure we don't lose that. Now let's head back to the others before we come across any more. He was interrupted by a red light flickering on his personal screen from Jack, indicating only one thing. Something went wrong. The two of you hurry back. As you get closer, you hear the sounds of gunfire. You and Nas take a look outside before revealing to the enemy that there's more Spartans. You see a small squadron of Sangili and Ungoi tethered to a very close Covenant cruiser. You could work together to take them out. You could also send off a welcoming missile to the ship, seeing as you're not too far from the missile depot of the ship.
Big boom.
So you could either work with the team to take out the squad, quickly incapacitating them, and then hurriedly make your way back to Jack and Sam, or you could hurry off to the missile bay and send off several to the cruiser. I mean, I guess we'll just like Leroy Jenkins this shit and just go for the missile bay?
Rocket that shit. Boom. You make your way to the missile bay only to find that only one missile appears to be working. Bummer. But on the upside, it's one of the more powerful ones. You can send it to the ship's middle to do some real damage, to the aft to hopefully take out its engines and stall it effectively, or to the bow of the ship and to hopefully hit the bridge. We can hit it aft, we can hit it middle, we can hit it in the bow. Fucking middle. Aim small, miss small. Mel Gibson, the Patriot. Son of a whore! I'll read it because I fucked it up. You shoot off a missile, and unfortunately, it does nothing, because you're a fucking newbie. It does nothing more than vibrate the cruiser's shield slightly as it returns fire and blasts you and Nas. Game over. Alright, going back. Alright, you get to pick. After bow. We only got one more death.
I mean, I was gonna go say the aft just so to see if we could take out the engines. Oh, look at that. You shoot off a missile, and unfortunately, it does nothing more than vibrate the cruiser's shield slightly as it returns and fires and blasts you and Nas. Game over. Let's just try that other one. See if that fucking does it. I guess we have to shoot the bridge.
What I meant was we had 2 more deaths. Yeah. We're playing by British rules. You get 4 strikes in cricket, or I don't know how it's played. Shoot the missile at the bow. Son of a bitch! You shoot off a missile. Unfortunately, it does nothing more than vibrate the cruiser's shields. Why do I keep vibrating stuff?
Apparently, it's a tough-ass ship.
Apparently, game over. Sad face. What I meant was we have 3 do-overs. We're playing by Aussie rules, so we're going to keep going back. We're going to work with our team to take out the squad, quickly incapacitating the bad guys, and then hurriedly making our way back to Jack and Sam.
Fine. Let's do everything you want to do.
We did everything I wanted to do when I died.
You each fire a few rounds from your guns, dispatching the group before they even are aware of what's going on.
We should get back as soon as possible.
Sam held the cord from earlier tight so you and Nas can make your way through quickly. Or, and just throwing out ideas, we can sneak onto the cruiser and blow stuff up.
Big boom.
Big bada boom. Jack did like his explosions.
Oh, Jack.
Maybe after. But for now, our primary objective was to retrieve and erase data. Let's make our way back and then we can plan. 3 more green lights appeared on his screen, with Jack's coming in last. The 4 of you quietly and quickly make your way back to the Sabres and speed out of there as fast as possible.
Every time it talks about running with the Spartans, I just think of Red versus Blue, where it's like the Red versus Blue online players, and they're running and they go, hut, 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 hut.
I missed that shit for real. Luckily avoiding the sight of the cruiser. Back on the ship, your commanding officer gives you all a figurative pat on the back and tells you that they are too close for your ship to enter warp drive without alerting the enemy, thus being followed and defeating the purpose. Your team decides on one of 2 plans. Either you can go all in through the aft launch bay and sabotage the engines as quietly as possible, rigging them to blow at the start of their warp drive. Or you can retrieve one of the still working missiles from the Vengeance on the way to the middle launch bay and rig it to explode inside, effectively making the ship unstable for warp drive.
Absolutely not. No more missiles. That is just getting us fucked here. Let's head for the aft launch bay.
Do it.
Click. The 4 of you make your way to the middle of the ship in a Pelican, met with decent resistance. Seeing as you're heading right into oncoming traffic, shooting and being shot at the whole way, even with White Winter giving supportive fire, you find your wing hit and manage to veer the crash right into the port, taking out quite a few Covenant with the crash. The door blasts open and Jack carries out a minigun, mowing down any Covenant in sight. You can go with Sam to program the controls to malfunction, or you can stay behind to cause some internal damage and be a distraction. Your options are stay with Jack, blow stuff up, go with Sam and defend her while she screams at the Cubby ship. Oh, while she screws up the Cubby ship. I thought she's going to be up there just, motherfucker!
I mean, can I have a needler? Is there a needler just like laying around?
Oh, well, I mean, if we stay with Jack, we might find one.
I say stay with Jack, blow stuff up.
Blow stuff up.
You wait behind with Jack, tossing grenades left and right, blowing up every Cubby you see, allowing Sam and Nas to slip away unnoticed. Brutes charge out with gravity hammers and elites with fuel rod cannons. You and Jack take down the brutes, and while he takes down one of the elites using his minigun, you charge toward him, grabbing the hammer on the way over, swinging it around, and blasting the end of it right into his face. Then picking up the fuel rod and blasting at a hunter charging right for you with 3 shots evenly placed at the abdomen, causing to crash head first into the floor before your feet.
What? No way. You got to get behind the hunter to kill those things.
Yeah, that's crazy. Not correct, sir. Many more bullets fly by before Nas and Sam return, just in time to watch White Winter escape into warp drive. You hear the cruiser's engines rev up and hurry into the Phantom and pull out just in time, that's what she said, before the ship starts its warp drive. The malfunction caused by Sam ripping the ship into shreds before sending it off the wrong destination. Aware that it is unlikely that White Winter will return for you, your team makes way for the closest habitable planet and goes into cryo sleep for the ride.
Oh, what the fuck? At least it was a Halo Reach. We're just going sleepy. Let's go little night-night.
This is a little night-night.
Time to go to bed. Get your little blankie, get your teddy bear, big old Spartan. Time to go to bed, little warm milk.
And did you notice they didn't make us say game over? over.
Yeah, it just says play again, end game, leave comments. It only took us.
It only took 2 tries.
It took 2 tries. Oh, that other stuff, I'm not editing it out. I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to lie. We're not the best Spartans, but we got the job done. At least we didn't die unreached. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
Suckers. That was really good. I enjoyed that.
That was fun. Especially doing any other game ones too. That'd be pretty cool.
What would you give this? A 1 out of 8?
I mean, I'll do a 4.
I would say 6. Let's do a 5. Not the best, certainly not the worst. It was fairly good for such a short game. Comments.
Now you're asking too much.
Neat.
Neat.
When I say neat, I mean it. I'm not joking.
And thus ends today's journey. Tune in next time. Goodbye.